Hello folks, how you doing? I am here for another roll reveal. This one is, let's see, what is it? Number 490, 45S, 1945S, plastic tubed roll. We got a nice roll, it looks like, ahead of us here. Hang on a second, let me get this shut off. And I do have to let you know that I've got my phone next to me. My father is in the hospital, and I can't do much of anything from here, but I am waiting on a phone call. If I do get the phone call, I'm going to have to end the broadcast and take the phone call. But I wanted to get this done. I wanted to get this roll gone through. We had such a wonderful, wonderful time with the roll last night that I want to see what we can do with these. Oh, my camera is not on. Hang on just a moment. Let me turn this on. There we should be it momentarily. There we go. Let me get this in a position where you can actually see everything that's going on. I appreciate that. I don't know exactly what's going on yet. All I do know is that he was transported to the hospital, and his wife was already in the hospital. She's getting ready for a surgical procedure, and now they are both in the hospital. So it's kind of a mess. All right, here we go with number 490. Let's get started. Coin number 1. Going to go to Joe McBride. And here is what we have. Let me zoom in on this a little bit and get it a little closer to us so we can see it. Okay. Looks like I have nothing going on with the mint mark. It is just a little weak. It has a mark down below the 4 there, but it doesn't appear to be related to any part of the mint mark. So I will continue moving, looking for a double die obverse, and we don't have one. Let's check the reverse. And on the reverse, let's see what we have here. Oh, a little bit of a struck through grease patch there in the upper part of the reverse, and nothing else, unfortunately. We have to figure out what's going on with him so we'll know exactly how to treat him. There's one for Mr. French. Mr. French comes up with coin number 2 in this roll. Let's see what we have here. It looks very similar to coin number 1, however it is a different die. I'm watching markers here to be sure that we keep passing through markers. Ooh, no, this one's not pretty on the reverse. This must have been the outside of the roll before it was put into a tube. Yuck. I don't like stains on coins. Kind of makes them a little bit ugly. Let's move on to number 3, Jim Fletcher. And Jim Fletcher, looks like same die as last time. It's got a really heavy die scratch going straight south out of the nose. So it's the same die as the last one. Let's see, what else did I have on this one? Let's see. I don't really see anything else, but I do see those die scratches coming straight south out of the nose and in front of the forehead and the eye area too. So basically north and south die scratches throughout the entire head area. Let's check out coin number 4, Mr. French again. As we go back to Mr. French, what do we have? We got another coin with some spots. This one is a woody of sorts, though. You can see different colors in bands and stripes going through the coin. Let's take a look at the reverse on this one. I seem to have come up with nothing on this coin. I am going to have to reschedule my other 2 broadcasts for today because I don't have enough time to get those done, get everything else ready, and field phone calls about my father. So I hope you will understand that I'm going to reschedule the remainder of the reveals for today. I have 2 more left to do. I was going to try to get them both done, but I'm not going to be able to at this point. We will indeed have the roll reveal show, and I will get prepared and will be doing the singles pull this evening. I'm going to do half the coins that have been purchased this evening and then half tomorrow evening. Here comes coin number 6. Eric. What does Eric pick up now? Well, this one's even a little bit duller than some of these others have been. It's kind of a red color, but it's sort of starting to tone down. And all of these are sort of like that. This is an estimate roll, which never really has any guarantees on color, because estimate coins tend, especially these shell case bronze coins, which were minted from 44 through 47, they tend not to keep their bright red color easily. Man, all of these got some spots. 45S is a roll you don't replace easily. They are not easy to find. Nothing doubled on that one. Of course, you have to understand that these spots are actually quite small. If you have these in a Dansko album, you'd never notice the spots. Well, some of these anyway. Some of them, of course, they are not pretty at all. This one tends to be just a little bit brighter than the others that we've seen here recently. See if there's anything to hang on to as far as a die variety is concerned. I don't see anything there yet. See what's on the reverse of this one. So I'll try to get those other 2 reveals done during the day tomorrow, but we will have a reveal show this evening. Eric is going to be selling spots in 4 rolls. I will be selling spots in 4 rolls. Here's one for Parvez. Parvez, what'd you get, buddy? Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything on the mint mark. Looks like our same north and south die scratches in front of the face die. Well, let's see. On this particular die, there's also a couple of die scratches headed north out of the Y of Liberty, so we can see if that matches up with future coins we pull out of this roll. Let's see what I have here. It looks like I've got nothing on the reverse. So, time to move on. Coin number 10. This one's for Carl. And nothing in the mint marker on the date. This is another one of that same die again. Let's see if it has the scratches coming north out of the Y. It does. So the same die again. And that one is for Carl. Let's look at coin number 11 now. And what do we get? Now it's not the same die. It's a different die at least. I have to find a marker on this one that works for us. And we have a broken top to the mint mark. Looks like it might be a die dot down below the 5 and the date. It is. Yeah, it's a die dot. Got a pokey little hump down below the bottom of the 5 to the east of the S mint mark. So we can use that for a repetition marker. Oh. Well, we do have some color on these coins. I mean, they're not bad looking coins, except they have some spots. The spots are all very small, and they're not spreading. They're just there. Let's see, coin number 12, Cadroll Hunter. What does Cadroll Hunter get? Yeah, I think we're back. Yeah, we're back to the same die again. That one with the die scratches on the face, or in front of the face anyway. Let's see what we have on the reverse of this one. Going to look a little more quickly at these ones that we've already seen the die for. I don't want to be interrupted during this show, and the less time this show takes, the less likely I am to be interrupted by a phone call. And I'll let you guys decide for me. If I take the phone call, do you want me to just put you on mute and take my phone call, or do you want me to just end the broadcast and take the phone call? It could be a 5-minute phone call, so it could take a little bit of time. I just need to make myself abreast of the news on what's going on with my father. If the doctors find anything particular that's wrong with him. Okay. Yeah, the other thing about my dad, though, is that he is not really in much of a condition to have a long phone conversation. He wants to talk to me and get out what's wrong so I can understand what's going on with him. I plan on being back in Florida again in a couple of weeks, so I'll be going to figure out what to do to take care of him at that point, with his wife in the hospital too. Both of them are in the hospital, and their little dog, I guess he's a Lhasa Apso type dog, he's at home by himself. Now got where Eric's wife has volunteered to go to the hospital and get my dad's key and go feed my dog, and go feed his dog. I don't know if you know about it, but Eric and his wife live about 30 miles away from my dad. Oh, look at the toning on this one. That's the same die as that first coin. It's got that die dot below the 4. So we don't have a die variety here, but we've got a big die scratch in the middle of the ear. We've got other die scratches on the cheek, between the cheek and the jaw. And it looks like with all of these we have just a few carbon spots, little moisture spots, had developed on these, as it appears, a long time ago. Alright, well, I'll be watching the telephone. And as we get through this roll, we'll get closer to my being able to finish the roll without that interruption. That would be my prime hope. Because if I get tired of waiting, I can just call him. But I'm waiting to be sure he's going to be awake to talk to me. When I talked to him, he didn't sound like he was doing very well, and he seemed like he'd been kind of scared because he fell and hit his head, and wasn't able to get help for about 3 hours. And they came and got him, took him to the hospital, and they're unsure exactly what's going on with him. But we'll figure it out one way or another. Well, even though these coins do not seem to be a bright red BU, they still look BU when you're just looking at the roll. And when you're just looking at the coins like this, they still look nice, and they are rather well toned. They're not ugly tone. As Paul comes up next, Paul Hampton. Let's see what we can have here for Paul Hampton. Well, another of the same. It's got the die scratches on the nose and the forehead and above the Y there. So we've seen this die before. I'll keep moving through rather quickly. If I see anything big on the reverse of any of these, it says, hey, I'm in error, we need to look at it, then I'll show them to you. Otherwise, I'll just skip the reverses from here on out to try to make the show just a little bit shorter. Okay. I don't see any sign here that I've already seen this die, so we'll need to flip this one over and take a look at the reverse. So let's see what's there. Yeah, it looks rather normal to me, so we'll just move on. Let's see, Sissy is up next. And yeah, it looks rather normal again. Yeah, this is one of the ones with the die scratches. So we've seen this die before. Number 21, Taco John. And I don't see any of our previous markers. But at the same time, with the toning and the late die state, it may be difficult to determine markers. These coins were minted during the era where the returning brass from the war, specifically those from Army cavalry and the Navy ships, returned and melted back into, well, they would be melted into brass, which they could add tin to and turn it into bronze, and that's what they did. But little chemical sniffers have sniffed these coins, not this particular batch, but other coins made during these years, and they have found sulfur in the content of the coins from 1944 to 1947. Doing that explains that not only are some of the sulfur and saltpeter left over from the gunpowder and the shells, but it's actually causing a slight difference in the composition of the coins minted in those years, which in an effect stored exactly the same as coins from pre-war, will turn color differently. That's a ugly spot there. I don't like those spots. Everybody knows that. So, given that these are the 1944 to 1947 type shell-case bronze coins, we can expect that they're going to be a little different color than if I were to open up a 1948 roll or a 1941 roll. But not all of them necessarily have that color. It just depends on kind of how they were stored. These appear to have had a little bit of an infiltration of moisture at one time because they do have small carbon spots. Well, the weather in North Carolina today looked a bit odd when I first got up this morning because I looked outside and there was frost on everything. I'm not used to seeing white all over the ground anymore. all the frost. And it was a pretty wet frost because, man, stuff was like really white. And it just reminded me of the old days in cold winters that I do not enjoy. So I thought today was going to be another cold day, but as the day's been drilling on, was it 2:22 in the afternoon right now? It's bright and sunny outside and about 55 degrees, so we're actually having a little reprieve from the cold weather we've had of late. Saturday night, we actually saw a little bit of a snow flurry. That is very unusual for this part of the country. It does happen once in a while, but it's very unusual. Once in a while, the nor'easter type storms get a hold of us a little further south than normal, and we end up with nor'easters. This particular storm wasn't a nor'easter, it was coming in, and so that gave us that little bit of frozen precipitation just as it was pulling out of the area. And I'm not finding any die varieties here at all. No RPMs, no double dies, no nothing. That's kind of wicked. Right, up to coin number 28 now. And coin number 28 is going to go to Jimmy Bridges. And we have what appears again to be a normal coin. You will notice that this is the ball serif mint mark, which is actually kind of scarce on 1946 Lincoln cents. It's actually kind of common on 45. And 46 was the last year it was used. And it looks a little off kilter, like it's going to tip over. Well, that is actually, well, okay, so to tell you the whole story about this particular S mint mark, the triangle part of it is supposed to be on the top, and the ball is supposed to be on the bottom. But whomever selected how this die would be punched, or how this mint mark would be punched, they selected it upside down. So this is actually upside down. The big ball is supposed to be at the bottom. But since all of them, or presumably all of them, were punched this way, then that means the normal orientation for the 1945S ball serif mint mark, which is exactly what this is, the normal orientation is upside down. Well, 1946 came around, and they continued using this ball serif mint mark style. But in a couple of cases, I guess somebody else got a hold of the punch to punch a die, and they punched them right side up, which, according to us, because all the rest of them are punched upside down. Oh, look at that. Got a lamb peel on that. That's beautiful. Nice looking lamb peel for Carl. Like, that's actually a little layer of metal that's flicked upward and is not actually attached underneath there to the coin. It's like having a piece of aluminum foil minted into the coin, and then it kind of separated. That's kind of cool. Oh, wow, look at that. That's lamination peeled off right there. That's actually a mint error right there. See what else we have on here, if anything. Nope, nothing else. We just have part of the planchet is gone, and this right in here is another part of the same thing. Note how this line is parallel to the line of this peel. That's where the lamination came completely unpeeled from the coin. That is a nice mint error, being that it is on a nicely uncirculated 1945S Lincoln cent. So we at least have something worthwhile coming out of the roll, right? Here is what this is going to be, coin number 31. This one's for little Miss Josie Fletcher. Josie Fletcher is the grandchild of Jim Fletcher, So I kind of feel almost like I have a grandchild now, right? Or a grandniece, right? Because that would make Jim my brother. And it's his child's child, which becomes my grandniece. If we're brothers, which we are. Not by blood. But we're brothers from another mother. Let's see. Nothing there. I've got somebody sending me messages. Hang on just a second. Let me see who it is. All right. Nothing I have to respond to now. Not related to my father. All right. Well, this one's almost a dark pink red color. Very nice looking coin. I actually like that color. So these aren't brown. They're just a dark red. Here's Malcolm for you. But according to NGC's grading standards, anything that's not bright red is red-brown. So these would grade red-brown or brown, even though they are not brown at all. That part right there next to the T, between the NT of cent, that's brown. All right, let's see what we have. Next up, coin number 34. This one goes to Ant. And an Ant. Kent. Change our luck with the coins. It looks like we'll have another normal 1945. I tell you what, those double dice we found last night, totally unexpected. They hit me by total surprise. My reaction last night to those coins that we found is pretty much exactly how my reaction is anytime I go through a batch of coins for the first time. I did not expect to see that, but I did. Oh, this is a Larry coin here, unfortunately. It goes to Taco John. No die gouge there between the R and the S of states in America. That's interesting. Yeah, it was a very nice roll last night. I always hope to get rolls like that. I always hope. Sometimes they don't pan out quite so well. And other times, well, you never know. This one is our die scratch die. It has color stripes running through it, though. A little bit of a tiger stripe coin. Let's see what the reverse looks like. See if we have a tiger striped reverse. Sort of, kind of, maybe a little bit, yes, but no. So, that's my official response, non-response. Yes, Dennis, I did. I'll get you I'll get it on your invoice and get it sent to you. Here's one for Eric. And what did Eric get? Well, this one's more red than some of the others I've seen. But 'tis not a die variety. I love it when I get the really nice die varieties. Ooh, this one's kind of icky on the backside. It's got kind of banged up a little bit. Not good. That's 37. Let's look at coin number 38 now. 38 goes to Mr. French. And I'm not seeing anything on the mint mark on that one. No doubling on the design on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. And, well, nothing. Well, we'll see what we do Coin number 39 now. I've not sent out invoices for last night yet. I'm still working through that. Oop, this one's But First. I guess we can look at it. But First, it's pretty colors. But nothing there. Let's see what we have here on the obverse. This one's going to Taco John. Oh no, we can't do that. Nope, that don't work. Taco John, you're gonna get my first credit. So number 490. Coin number 39. Alright, you'll get this one for free. Hello, Frostbite. Frostbite. I think I know of a town named Frostbite somewhere. Is that in Florida? No, that's Frostproof. A nicer coin here. Much nicer look. The double die reverse is not a cherry picker listing. No. I wasn't sure one way or the other, but it should be if it's not. Frostbite Falls, Minnesota. Okay. Malcolm? Coin number 41 now. Let's see. That's the same die I've seen before. It's got a heavier scratch across the cheek. Where are we here? There we go. Yeah, for those who might have showed up a little bit later than others, I announced toward the beginning of this show that my father has gone into the hospital, and I need to keep my line of communication free for the day to be able to switch over and talk to my dad at pretty much any time. I'm just going to go ahead and rebroadcast, or actually not rebroadcast, I'll actually reschedule the broadcasts for reveal number 491 and 492. This is almost got a lamination break. Almost. Of course, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And in hand grenades, almost can cause you problems. In horseshoes, you don't get quite the score. So I'm not really sure why that phrase is a thing. Because if it's not right on for me, it's not a winner. So anyway, I'm going to keep the lines open just in case Dad calls or he gets the wherewithal to have his nurse or doctor call me. And here probably another half an hour or so, I'm going to call him and ask to speak with the doctor or nurse. Here's Josie Fletcher again. Beautiful young granddaughter to Jim Fletcher. And she gets a 45S that has a broken punch. Right there, you can see that the top of the S is not filled in completely. It's interesting. Not worth much extra, but it's interesting. It's kind of a cool thing to look at. You know. There's your reverse for you. It didn't work out to be perfect this time around. Let's see. All right, number 45. Parvis. Got 5 coins after this one. And it looks like they're all turned. None of them have any die varieties. Win some, lose some. Last night's roll 1947 plain. That was reveal number 489. Was a barn blaster. I tell you what, it was a wonderful, wonderful reveal. Got heavily surprised twice by some very valuable coins. Yeah, I'll go back and take a look at it if you haven't seen it yet. I did have to make a couple of changes that only a few people would really notice, but there were some people who had spots in that reveal that should not have, and there were other people that should have that did not. And the reason was because I accidentally used my flip inserts for this reveal last night. That's why these have, some of them have a little circle ring in them for a coin. It's because they've had 1947 plain coins in them. Made the mistake of using the wrong ones yesterday. I had to go this morning and reshuffle. I got all of the die variety coins that belonged to people who were already in the reveal back to those people. So only people who were in it and did not belong, and the ones who were not in it that did belong, I swapped spots for them. But it all worked out in the end. That one's got a little struck through over there next to the date in the vest. Looks like a little green of something that was struck into the coin and fell out. Nothing else there. Let's see what's on the reverse. A relatively clean looking coin there. That one goes to Mr. Fletcher. Second to the last coin in the roll, number 49. This one goes to Eric. And what does Eric get? Looks like Josie's coin. It's got that broken top to the S. Nothing else on the obverse, though. Let's check the reverse and see what we end up with there. Oh, nice color. Eric isn't a super toner fan. The M is almost completely scraped off on the top. That's odd. Weird looking hit there. How you get names attached to the coins. First thing you do is you register with us. You send us your email that you use for PayPal and your real name and your YouTube username, and send that to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. It's free. And as soon as I get you registered, you're open to buy spots in these rolls. They're a predetermined amount, and we do it at random. I open up the roll to sales without opening the actual roll, knowing that there's 50 coins per roll. And I do it in a shotgun fashion because, well, they often sell out inside of 10 to 15 seconds during the reveal show, which broadcasts tonight and every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And you get spots in the roll by being there to tell me how many you would like as soon as I open that roll up to purchases. And then later we do a show like this one. Like this one, we go through and actually assign the coins to the flips in order. I'm watching my phone, sorry. And when I flip your name over, I get the next coin in the roll, and that coin is yours. And we look at the coin for whatever the coin may have on it. If it has any die varieties, any errors, anything like that, or if it's a really high-grade coin, we mention all of the things that could possibly make your coin special or different. If it happens to be a die variety, we will attribute that die variety, and we'll tell you what die number you have based on the copper coin system. If you happen to get a coin that has not yet been listed, you could be marked as the person who has the plate coin or the website photographed coin for that die variety. Buy-in tonight's at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday night. And basically what that turns into is you get a coin that is rather special to the website, and Anax will actually put your coin in a holder that says it's a plate coin for copper coins. And we don't photograph every die variety, we just attribute the die varieties, but if it happens to be one we need for a photograph, we will photograph it and make you a plate coin holder. Those plate coins to some people are worth quite a bit more. And we learn things about coins. We talk about our cats. We talk about whatever. We talk about the weather outside. Make a show out of it. All right, folks. Well, that's all I've got for right now. I found no die varieties in this particular roll of 50 coins. The next reveal will be a 1943 D roll. I'll probably try to get to it tomorrow. I'm going to have to reschedule it from today. I'm not going to have time to do it today. We will have the reveal show where we sell reveals for this coming week at 7 p.m. this evening. And directly after the reveal show this evening, I will be doing the first half of the BU Wheat single pull. That's a 10 coin per person maximum, $3.50 per coin pull of random uncirculated wheat cents from 1934 up through 1958. And we have some other things, some bonuses for extra coins, and we have some gift chips where you get a specific amount of money put into credit for you to spend with our auctions. It's a fun show. Even if you're not going to participate, you should come and watch for a while just to see what it's like in case it makes you decide that you would like to participate later. Hey, Otis, how you doing, buddy? Okay, Frostbite. I'll get your email in. I'll get you registered, and you will be registered for the show this evening, and you can participate. I will explain again when the show opens so that we can take a look at what we've got coming up, and you won't be surprised when I actually sell the spots in a roll. It's a freaky thing that you haven't seen before if you haven't. And if you haven't seen it, it can be confusing, and I understand that. So I try to remove as much of the confusion as possible by helping out the new people as much as I can. And there are the 50 coins that we just gone through. I'm going to wrap these up and get them to Eric so he could take a look at them again, make sure there's nothing on them, and then get them packaged up and sent out to you. It'll be about 2 weeks before that happens. And I appreciate it, folks. Thanks a lot. I'm going to cut this off. I'll be back at 7. Thanks a lot.